This is Flex, a physics tool that's used for 3D rendering of stuff that I said I was going to do a video on 3 months ago. Yay! Now I know I said I'd do it all the way back then, but for one reason or another when I recorded the footage I didn't like how it was and then got too lazy to go back and record any more. But I've been in a particularly do things kind of mood this week, hence my new banner for my main channel. Which means that I am sitting down and finally playing this. Playing. Why do I keep referring to this as playing? You're not playing this game. It's not even a game. Stop calling it a game. As you may have noticed, the fluids generally behave a bit like mercury, in that after forming, they kind of congeal into their own little blobs. Like what water would do if it was on a perfectly hydrophobic surface. But, mercury is probably the best way to describe it. Now, I honestly have nothing really prepared for this video. It was just going to be a demonstrate the things kind of thing, and it's kind of what this is. It's just look how interesting these things are. This is all being rendered in real time on my graphics card, which is astonishing when you consider just how technical all of this stuff is. Although I'm fairly certain that's not how a water balloon behaves. See, this tool first interested me when I saw it because I thought to myself, imagine how more immersive a video game would look if all the water in it behaved like this. Would you imagine it? Instead of in Skyrim when you run through the water or something, it doesn't just make occasional bow waves across the top of the water that are just completely superficial. But what if it actually displaced water and you actually had proper water physics that applied like this? I mean, yes, it's an extremely technical thing and my graphics card's coping, but it would be amazing. I obviously can't resist the bananas. This tool also simulates wind. I mean, look how awesome this flag looks being rendered completely randomly in real time with wind, and I can mess about with the wind. These aren't just fixed points or reference tools. These are actual things that I can mess around with. So, gravity, I can invert it or pull it back, or gravity to one side or the other. Where'd the wind go? There's the wind, and I can increase drag and get rid of it entirely. And all those ripples, all dynamic, right now, just happening. Imagine if games had this. How much more immersive would they be? They'd be awesome. And if I remember correctly, it was tests like this that's what PlayStation and Sony used to demonstrate the new power of the PS4. More specifically, something like this, where it demonstrates a small area and stuff happening. And just pretending that that's how water behaves. But here is what it would be if there were actual blobs of water. Time to count the frames. Now yes, this water does look a bit like mercury, but it's still behaving completely dynamically. Look at this! This is awesome! I broke my graphics card. It's the kind of damage model that something like Wreckfest has. Soft body physics. So cool. Imagine if every object in the game world had this. Well, I hope this was a small little thing into the effects of what 3D modelling could eventually be in video games. If I found the link to what this program is, I will pop it in the description down below. If you think your computer can handle it, go ahead. This also comes in a 1080 version. You'll notice this is in 720, that's so I can get the most frames out of it for recording. But hopefully the next video on this channel won't take 3 months to make. And for side reference, the next video will probably be something on time travel, not Attack on Titan, because I think that'll be more interesting.